Yo, what up? It's Big Brandon Carter. I get a lot of questions from people about bulking and cutting and what do I think about it and have I ever tried it, what I do. I do something that I like to call micro bulking and cutting. You know what I'm saying? Micro bulking or micro cutting. When pro bodybuilders bulk, they bulk for fucking months during the off season and they get kind of fat, you know, trying to put on as much muscle as possible. Then they cut and for months. So it's like they only look good half the year, you know what I'm saying? Like, or not even half the year, right? They only look good like right up to contest, then they start getting fat again, and to put on more mass. And that's cool if you're a professional bodybuilder. You know, your job depends on how good you look during a contest, right? Or a photo shoot. But if you're just a regular guy, there's no off season to your fucking life. So who wants to get fucking fat, you know, at any time? I know some guys like to bulk during the winter and cut during summer and cut for summer, but I don't want to be fat in the winter, man, because I still head down to Miami and LA, man, get it popping. So what I do is I do something I call this micro bulking or micro cutting. I basically got this shit from an article that Bill Phillips wrote. They don't even make that magazine no more, man. It just shows you how old school I am, man. I'm an OG in this shit. And it was his article was called Anabolic Burst Cycle. It sounds like it's some fucking crazy shit, but all it really was is you bulk for 2 weeks and then you cut for 2 weeks and then you just keep repeating. So you never really got too fat and you never really lost too much muscle during the cutting phase. If you're doing a traditional bodybuilding cut, you're going to lose a lot of the muscle gains as well as the fat when you start cutting up. 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, you never get too fat and you never lose too much muscle. So you're always just like kind of, you know what I'm saying, you're taking small steps forward instead of trying to take a big ass leap. You know what I'm saying? You're taking 2 steps forward and then 1 step back, as opposed to just trying to take a big ass leap and then try to get all your gains at once and then cut back down. I mean, this is not as practical for me. You know, I'm just a regular fucking guy. I'm just some guy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't never want to be fat, you know, for the sake of getting muscle, and I never want to lose my muscle for the sake of getting ripped. First, I did the 2 weeks bulk, 2 weeks cut, like Bill Phillips said. But I was a fucking kid when I started doing this. My metabolism was a little higher, so I noticed I was that wasn't really perfect for me. So I was doing like 3 or 4 weeks bulk and then 2 weeks cut, and I did that for a while. And now that I'm older, I'm like 30 now. I do like my cut might be a little longer, so I might bulk for like 3 weeks and then cut for like a month or whatever. I do it to feel it. Like there's no real time to. I don't say I'm gonna bulk for this long or cut for this long. How I do it is I actually bulk until my abs start to look less defined. You know what I'm saying? When my abs start to look like they're starting to flatten out, I fucking, alright, now I know it's time to start cutting again. And then I cut until I'm fucking lean and ripped. And then I'm like, alright, cool, now I can start bulking again. And I do it so like the average person watching me will never know if I'm bulking or cutting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at a pro bodybuilder, you know when he's fucking bulking. No question. You know, but like, a person just looking at me will never really know if I'm bulking or cutting because I'm never taking those giant leaps. I'm just kind of moving slow, on, off, on, off, on, off. Putting on size or getting ripped is more important to you than you can extend bulk or the cut based on your goals. You know, it's called personal training because it's personal. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what's best for you. You got to figure it out. Another thing I use my tape measure to measure my waist. When I'm doing a bulk and I feel like my waist is getting a little out of hand, feel like my abs ain't abby enough, then it's time to start cutting. I'm cutting and I feel like my arms, I measure them and say, oh wait a minute, they're getting a little too small. Alright, they're getting smaller than I like. You know what I'm saying? I lost a little bit off the arms. It's time to bulk again. So it's almost fucking crazy. You know, it's almost like you're I'm almost like a madman. I'm never satisfied. I'm always going back and forth. But that's what it is, man. If you're into this shit, you're never gonna be satisfied. Anyway, so that's what I micro cutting, micro bulking. That's what I do. Hopefully this has been beneficial for you and help you get ripped, help you put on a little muscle mass.